Don't Pee is an adventure game developed by Naughty Clogs. That's right, Naughty Clogs. Not to be confused with a similar developer. Released earlier this year, Don't Pee describes itself as a game where you have woken up in the middle of the night and you've got to pee. Get to the bathroom as fast as you can before you pee your pants. Exhilarating. When going through the About section of the game, there is some features that they like to highlight. Riveting storyline, exploration, and a testament to self-control. Okay, let's get this out of the way now. This is definitely not a game that is trying to take itself seriously and definitely seems to be more in the goofy aspect. But knowing that doesn't excuse itself from being possibly a really bad game. Well, my tidy whities couldn't wait any longer. As the game loads up, we then see the main menu that has some pretty cool music, even though it just stops playing. Then you just get to sit in silence and pee. The selection on the menu has play, options, and customize. Clicking on the options, it shows my resolution is set to 800 by 600, which it's not, so I don't know why it's on that right now, but we'll change it. So I go through and I tweak the options to my liking, and then we're moving on to customize. Whoa, look at this. We get to customize the color of our underwear. This is actually really cool, and I am not mad at it at all. I'll be honest, I'm not much of a white underwear person, so I think I'm gonna shift over to something a little more my style. Now I got my options tweaked and my underwear tightened and colored to perfection. It's time for the main attraction. To not pee our underwear.
I shouldn't have drank that 5th beer. I gotta go.
Whoa, our main character's got that Duke Nukem-esque voice. I like it. I'm here to chew bubble gum and not pee my pants, and I'm all out of gum. As you get up, you'll remember you do not have the ability to flip a light switch in your room, so instead, you always use your trusty flashlight that's kept by the TV. There is of course a little mechanic, or catch, to using it. See, you have to keep the battery charged by holding the F key. What's interesting though is after about a minute of doing this, you stop having to recharge it and it just stays charged. So, cool. We make our way to the bathroom and oh no, someone has once again ripped out our toilet completely. God, I hate when that happens. Okay, hold on, let's stop right here. I gotta make my first grand complaint on this game. You see, if you remember back in the options, it was just titled graphics and that's all I got. Now that we're playing the game in the bottom right corner, I can see what each key is going to do. The problem is I don't like I being inventory and I don't like E being interact. So this is what I have to do. Thanks game, thanks for telling me how to play. Really appreciate it. Continuing forward, we open up the closet next and get our first jump scare. Oh! Woo, that was a close one. Here we're given the next mechanic of the game, which is how you will stop yourself from peeing your pants. You just have to mash a random key that shows up on the screen. And I'm not mad at this idea. It makes sense. The game's called Don't Pee. There's gotta be some way that you're preventing yourself from peeing here. It's just that it wants to happen all the time. See what we got to eat here. Yeah, man, good games. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Right. Man, that was a good game. That was close. What was that? All right, so anyways, we head out towards the hallway. Oh, there it is again.
Not now.
All right. So anyways, we head out towards the hallway and check out a few rooms. And here in our nice little art studio slash crafting room, it looks like this is going to be the ideal place to recreate a toilet. The next room is a child's room, which our main character tells us that he doesn't even have a kid.
I don't even have a kid.
Heading on downstairs, the first door that attracts me has a keypad lock on it. And in this moment, I thought I was really on it. My Metal Gear Solid gamer brain started going off and thinking back to how the store page had a picture of this lock with the code typed in. So that's gotta be a hint towards it being the code now. And I was wrong. To add insult to injury, while I was looking up the code back on the store page thinking I was being all smart, I ended up peeing myself. How embarrassing. Making our way to the living room, we see that there is actually a TV that's working and a TV remote. So using that to turn up the volume, we get to hear a news broadcast about a possible zombie outbreak.
We'll go to our correspondent, William Falco, who's on the scene now.
You can see behind me the affected area has been completely quarantined off by authorities. The outbreak, which began early this morning, has been contained to a 3-block radius in the downtown district.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest here. I don't know what happened, but I ended up restarting the game again. But no big deal because I knew exactly where to go. Here's where I ran into my next big problem with this game. See, since I already knew what to do, I kind of just started walking around exploring, seeing what else this level had to offer. Realizing that there wasn't much else at this point, I went back to the television, but I wasn't interested in turning it up all the way to volume 5. I've already heard the dialogue, so I just turned it to 3. Thinking that I'm waiting for the dialogue to end to trigger some kind of event, I just kept walking around and exploring. But once the dialogue ended, nothing seemed to have changed. I still couldn't get into areas because they're either boarded or locked up, and there was nothing else for me to use. I just had this remote and a flashlight. With a lot of walking around and confusion, I inevitably went back to the TV and ended up turning it up to volume 5. And lo and behold, this bottle falls and crashes. This is the sound I had heard earlier. It wasn't a random window crash, I just wasn't observant enough to know that something had fallen over. But the problem is, I was under the assumption I still triggered something by turning up the volume to 3 and playing the dialogue, when it has to, I repeat, has to be at level 5. Even when the dialogue's over. So the glass jar is broken and inside were some coins. I can tell you, I already knew exactly what to do since I've become pretty familiar with the layout here. And if you're asking the question, Jay, why do we own a washer that we also have to pay coins to use? I'm gonna ask you, why are we refilling our flashlight's battery power with literally urine? And of course, the hammer that we needed to break down the boarded up areas was inside this washer. So now we get to bust some boards. Having access to the garage, we were able then to find bolt cutters. Before heading back upstairs, I noticed this room and what is that?
That's raw porcelain.
Oh, thank you, main character. So back upstairs we go. Breaking off the chains to the refrigerator reveals absolutely no food, but there is a key. And with that key, we're able to open up our second bathroom. And yes, it's a toilet. Oh, it's a fake toilet. Well, there is numbers written on this toilet paper, so we type it on in. All right, with this door unlocked, it's time to see. Whoa, is that an owl? Oh, don't pee, okay. Okay, well, avoiding the yellow disaster there, we approach the owl, and then it begins to explain exactly what's going on.
You are at the precipice of destruction. Use gather your wits and construct the final toilet. The fate of the universe lies in your hands, young warrior. Quickly now, through the porcelain portal.
Oh, thanks! It all makes sense now. Before going through the portal, as instructed by our owl friend, we are able to get the pickaxe and also a rifle. I don't know what's on the other side of this portal, but it's not ready for me. Once going through the portal, we are in whatever you call all this. And with this little portal to portal jump mechanic thing happening here, it shows that this is probably where we're gonna be able to pee. The only problem is we don't have the 3 required pieces to make the toilet. Well, it's back home we go, down into the garage once again, and this time with the pickaxe so we can get that pure porcelain, baby. Next, using the bolt cutters once again for this door, we just have to mine off some of this porcelain here, and hey, look at that! It's a toilet seat. With our toilet seat and pure porcelain, we head on back to the crafting table, and here is where we here is where we now have most of our toilet. So it's back through the portal we go. With 2 out of the 3 pieces, we are almost done completing this toilet. So with a few transportation jumps and really slow walking, we finally get it. We finally get our last piece to the toilet. Transportating back to our unfinished toilet, we have the water tank to finish the masterpiece. And once it's placed, we can pee. Wait, what's going on here? What is this? Just as a stream of pee flows freely and without hesitation, let us also pour out our devotion and faith in umami, never holding back in our prayers and praise. You won. Press any key to return to main menu. That's it? And to top it all off, the last finishing song isn't even about peeing. It's about pooping in your diaper. And it's kind of a banger. Now, if you're asking yourself the question, Jay, what was the point of the rifle? You grabbed it and did nothing with it. Well, that's kind of the point. You do nothing with it. And that sucked, because I was really looking forward to shooting someone. Actually, believe it or not, it was an Easter egg. And I had no idea. And the point of it is that anything you shoot that's static gains physics. It's fun for a little while, I'll admit, and well, that's the game. It doesn't have a lot of replayability or unlockables to strive for. The one replayability aspect is the speedrunning. See, remember earlier how there was a kid's room that didn't really have a point? It was actually a hint to another Easter egg. See, if you interact with the toy truck, you'll shrink down in size and move really fast. The speedrunning community figured out that there was a way to glitch out of the house, get right to the portal, and basically finish the whole game in 23 seconds. And, you know, I'm not gonna brag, but I like to try speedrunning sometimes, but I didn't do well with this one at all. Don't Pee is a video game that is definitely released as a joke, and I don't have a problem with games like this existing. My issue is when these games come out and they don't have the attention and detail to the polish that they really should. That should be taken seriously. This game is short and only has so many mechanics. It's kind of weird when most of them were either annoying or not working at all. My flashlight would randomly stop needing to be recharged. The constant QuickTime event of holding my urine that really got to the point it was interrupting me doing other things, so it just came off super annoying. Turning up the volume on the TV as a trigger event, not going all the way up to volume 5, got me stuck for about 20 minutes just walking around and made it really boring. And there's not a lot to it, which is why these things stand out so tremendously. So I say this with love to say, guys, we can do better than leaving misspelled words in our about section of our game, and we could fix these things after the fact. But one question remains, and it's the grand question of them all. Did I enjoy holding my pee? The answer? Yeah!
Stinky